What's up, my friend? Today I'll be reacting to 8 don'ts when visiting the United States of America. This should be a fascinating video since I went to visit the US. But before I go into that, can I ask you for one thing? If you can leave a like on this video, thank you so much, my friend. This is the best way to show support. If you can subscribe, well, in that case, forget about it. You make my day. Have that in consideration. Now, link for the original video in my description. You guys end up recommending this one quite a lot, so let's play it.
Hey guys!
Hey.
France may be the top tourist destination in the world with almost 90 million tourists a year, but the US is not that far behind with around 77 million tourists a year. So
Okay.
it's safe to say there are a lot of non-Americans who will be visiting the land of cheeseburgers. So with the summer coming up, and as an American, which I feel like that pretty much makes me an expert on the subject,
Yeah.
I thought it was a perfect time to do a what not to do video and give you some tips of things you should shy away from when visiting good old America.
Okay.
Don't forget to like the video, please subscribe to my channel, and of course leave your comments below. Little spoiler alert, I had so many tips that I will absolutely do a part 2 at some point. So if you think there's something major I left out of this video, don't hesitate to leave it below so that I make sure it gets into the second one.
Actually, I believe there is already a part 2. After watching this one, tell me in the comments if you would love to, if you would like me to react to the part 2. Because that could be fun, I guess.
All right, let's go. Most people don't like strangers, getting too close to them, which seems kind of logical. It creeps out everybody. However, in the US, where we already love things that are massive, we also love our massive personal space bubble. So everyone has, a space that feels personal to them, but scientists have proven that in the US, we not only have a space that is much larger compared to our counterparts in France and Western Europe, but also Americans have a very low tolerance for people invading that space. So don't
Okay, I mean, don't worry with that, my friends. If I go to America, I'll give space to everyone. But it's kind of interesting to see there is studies around this. I had no idea. This is super, super interesting.
have a very low tolerance for people invading that space. So don't start off your vacation with an expensive trip to the hospital because you unknowingly stood too close to somebody on an empty subway. Just take my advice, and any randos that you might meet along the way, be standing next to in line, just keep a 1 meter distance and you'll be fine.
I mean, yeah, but to be honest, this is an interesting tip, not gonna lie, but I think my personality, I'm also that way, I love people, but if I don't know you, I need my space. And I think we are not asking for when I'm very close to you, that's different. I mean, I'm a very friendly person, but this makes a lot of sense to me. Do you guys feel this way also, or do you think this is not actually correct? Because sometimes, not talking bad against the creator, of course, but there is always some bias that we have with our own perspective, right? But this is super interesting, actually.
Guys, don't insult the US. It is so not worth it.
I mean, I love America. How can I, and when I do is just being a bit ironic.
Even the Americans who understand where you're coming from are going to be super patriotic. We're just a much more patriotic population than France, and we don't have the same debate culture. So you're not really going to come off as like...
But I agree with this, actually. So since I started reacting to American stuff, I realized that even when I joke about America, joke in a sense, without any type of bad intentions, as you guys can imagine, just, trying to be funny. I would say most of you guys also joke with me, and that's fine. But there is always someone that takes that really, really in a bad way. saying stay in Europe, what you know about us, when in reality I love America and I'm just trying to be, to be friendly and to crack some jokes with you, my friends. But this is kind of true, but I mean, I love America, so for me this is not a problem.
Than France, and we don't have the same debate culture. So you're not really going to come off as like funny and witty. Most people are just going to think you're a total arse. And if you make them...
Oh man, now I'm feeling bad. Should I stop with my jokes about America from time to time? Oh no, okay, now I'm feeling really bad. Maybe I should not ever joke about America, but I never joke about anything bad, right, my friends? Be honest with me in the comments. Do you guys think sometimes I go too far? I just try to be, to make you laugh and... yeah, but maybe I should not joke at all. Okay, well...
the mistake of doing it like in a bar, when people are tipsy, in the South, like Texas. Don't say I didn't warn you. It's not going to go over well. So... just stay away from that subject. It's a bit like the family. Like, I can criticize my family, but I don't want to hear you criticizing them. That's kind of US in a general nutshell, so just stay away. All right, all you lovers heading to the US on vacation, please...
Okay, that made me a bit depressed, not gonna lie. Okay. I mean, I feel like I respect America so much and I'm so nice to Americans, but... from time to time, a joke here and there is really that bad, my friends. Maybe it is, actually. Okay, I may have to rethink my position. But on the other hand, I want to be me,
Away. All right, all you lovers heading to the US on vacation, please keep your tongues to yourself. In France, you'll often see people smooching, couples laying on the grass, rolling around together, putting on lots of public displays of affection for anybody who happens to walk by and see. That's really not the case in the US. We are so prude. And I know, we love violence and guns.
Okay, can I be honest, my friends? I'm not sure if I'm agreeing with her. I mean, she is American, she probably knows better than me, but I don't have that idea of you guys, to be honest. Man, this video is kind of making me rethink a lot of stuff.
On lots of public displays of affection for anybody who happens to walk by and see. That's really not the case in the US. We are so prude. And I know, we love violence and guns. However, we find it weird to talk about sex. I think it's kind of bizarre, but it is the truth. So just kind of tone down the public displays of affection that you're used to in France. We're totally okay with hand-holding, like closed-mouth kissing here and there, a little butt grab, you can do the cheeky butt grab and it's okay. But save the rest for the hotel room. I mean, no one's gonna arrest you if all your clothes are on, but you're gonna get a lot of parents glaring at you while they cover their kids' eyes, or old ladies on the bench giving you the side eye, so...
Okay, I mean... Sure, but me and my wife would not do that type of stuff. Okay, I mean, but kissing, there is no problem with that. I assume, right? And being nice to each other, you know what I mean? But not in a sexual way. I think that's quite obvious. I mean, but that is not accepted here, by the way. I don't know what is this logic, because if you guys do it here, that's also weird. But okay.
Just tone it down, you'll be fine. It's actually illegal in Washington state to skip the line, to cut the line in front of everyone to grab the ferry. You get fined for it.
And you should. This one I agree with you, Americans. Some people sometimes they are a bit too crazy and they think they for some reason they have priority over you. I like that.
In France, you're more about bending the rules and interpreting things as you see fit and kind of saying okay, I'm running late. It's not a big deal. I'll piss everyone off, but who cares? That just doesn't fly in the US. We generally tend to be a population that follow the rules, and we take it pretty offensive if you break the rules, especially when it impacts us. So I would just recommend when you see a line, just get in the back of the line and kindly wait your turn. Otherwise, I think you risk to have some pretty aggressive arguments with the people that you're cutting in front of. The US does not mess around when it comes to IDs. You'll see signs everywhere that say, we card if you look under 65, which pretty much means if you don't look like someone's grandparent, they're gonna ask you for ID when you buy alcohol, when you're getting sick.
No chance they ask me for ID. I look old. No chance.
Cigarettes if you wanna go into a club. Extra tip, if you're buying alcohol, for example, and you bring a friend with, even if they're not paying or grabbing the alcohol, the cashier can still ask for their ID as well. And if they can't prove they're of age, they won't sell to you. So
I mean, this is not relevant for me. I don't see a scenario where this applies, but I had no idea about this one. Okay.
So honestly, when you leave the house, no matter what you're doing, just make sure that like your entire crew and the dog has an ID. Public transportation in the US, like trains and buses, is an absolute joke. Like seriously, nothing
Comparing to Europe. But yeah, a couple of you guys already told me that. I was aware of this. Public transportation is quite popular here, specific in big cities, as you can imagine. And honestly, in the past was a bit better than it is right now. Specific in big cities, they are getting too crowded. But I feel like Europe have a good public transportation. But my friends, you guys may find this weird, but that stuff I cannot stop thinking about that because she said we cannot joke about America, and I've been joking about America from time to time. Now I'm feeling so bad. But I always felt I gave so much respect to you, my friends, and I tried to be nice that I thought was okay to crack a joke here and there. Oh man, this makes me a bit uncomfortable. Please leave me a comment to make me feel better, or not. Sorry, I had to say it because I really want to make everyone feel good. You know, I don't want anyone to feel offended.
has an ID.
Okay, I'm going back to the topic, but honestly, I feel like you guys really know how to joke. Again, there is sometimes one guy that is a bit, a bit crazy, but normally I think you guys take the joke so well that stuff made me okay. Okay, maybe in public is a bit weird because people do not know me, but on YouTube you guys already know me, I assume. So. And damn it, I cannot stop thinking about that.
Transportation in the US, like trains and buses, is an absolute joke. Like, seriously, nothing compared to what you have in France and in Europe. Check out the Netflix comedy skit that I put in the description below. It's mind-blowing, and it explains why public transportation, or at least some of the reasons, why public transportation is so terrible in the US. And
can I have a take on this? Or public transportation is good, I still hate public transportation. I prefer to move in a car. So, I can see why some people would love to have better public transportation in America, but if you have a car, my friend, you know what I mean, it's much better.
Shocker, it's mainly related to rich old white men wanting to make more money. But anyways, if you aren't in cities like Washington, D.C.
Actually, I did not understand that point, sorry. Let's run it back a bit, my friends.
Public transportation is so terrible in the US, and shocker, it's mainly related to rich old white men wanting to make more money. But anyways, if you aren't in cities like Washington, D.C., Seattle, Boston, Chicago, New York, San Fran, honestly, it's just not worth it. You shouldn't depend on public transportation. Just rent a car. Most Americans drive anyway, so it'll be like the real American experience. If you do decide to rent that car, please brush up on the rules of the road in the US. It is not quite the same as in France. We don't have the same priority to the right. Sometimes the stoplights are after the intersection.
Yeah, this one, to be fair, I think is a great point. And if I go to America, at least I would have a week to learn all the rules when it comes to driving, since I assume I would be driving. But should not be that difficult, right, my friends?
intersection instead of before the intersection. Just, you might end up in an accident if you don't, or pissing someone off who has major road rage. Also, I would not recommend engaging in road rage. US drivers can be really aggressive. It's not worth it, especially not when you're on vacation trying to have a good time. So,
okay, to be honest, this video is not making me, I still want to visit America, but it's not because of this video, because the way she's painting Americans is not how I look at you, my friends, really. Maybe I live in a bubble here, but I don't know. I mean, is the rage really that bad if I have an accident? I mean, it happens, right, my friends? What can I do? Okay, I pay and that's it.
stay safe, stay calm, keep these fingers down, and
Sure.
watch out if you're in Miami, because they are known for being the most aggressive drivers in the US. And finally, don't expect to sit at a restaurant for hours in the same way that you could in France, especially if you're not ordering food. I know you can, have a 3-hour lunch in France, or you can order an espresso and sit in a cafe for 3 hours without ordering anything else.
Yeah, this is true. You can do that here also.
But it's not necessarily the same in the US. Any dinner at a restaurant over an hour long is considered long for Americans. In the US, it's all about churning tables, and they want you in that restaurant to eat, and they want to get you out as quickly as they can.
Okay.
Feel free to stay if you're ordering more food and more drinks, but as soon as that slows down, the waitress will politely bring you your bill and expect to get her tip and get paid and get you out of there. Alright guys, that's all for now. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please don't forget to like the video and of course subscribe to my channel, especially if you don't want to miss out on part.
Okay, should I watch the part 2? Because now I'm super curious about the part 2. The lady speaks very well and I thought the video was great. Made me rethink a lot of stuff, I have to be honest. Specific the type about making jokes about America. Man, that stuff now makes me feel a bit bad because the other day I was watching a video where the narrator said Alaska have the second highest crime in America, and I said, are they counting bears fighting? And I thought that was a decent joke, but maybe actually offended someone with that joke, But I never do jokes about about persons. It's just cheesy stuff that I like to do. Okay. Damn it. Okay, my friends, do not forget to leave a like and please tell me in the comments what you think about my perspective on these topics, because now my head is doing some circles, I have to admit. So, yeah. And that's it for today, my friends. Hope you end up enjoying this video. If that's the case, do not forget to leave a like. Also, consider to subscribe if you are new to my channel. And also let me remember you about one thing. I have a Patreon community. I put videos there a bit earlier than I put on YouTube. So if you want to support me and have access to early content, go to my Patreon. I will leave a link on my description. Take a look at that. You can also scan the QR code you'll be seeing here, and that's it.